It's not even the mana on that item that's broken. It's the fact that it adds like 90 damage plus the on hit damage plus infinite mana. Purely from an itemization perspective, you dunk down 2,400 gold, you get more damage than 2 BF swords, which would cost 2,600 gold, and then you get infinite mana, and then you also get the on hit. But then you have to remember that champions like Ezreal are overtuned because they need mana. So you overtune Ezreal because he needs mana, but then you overtune Manamune because mana isn't a good late game stat, and then you end up in the same fucking problem that Archangels has. You're compensating mana champions twice, then giving them infinite mana, therefore making the entire issue irrelevant. Honestly, the on-hit damage from Manamune isn't actually very good. It's really just the fact that how much damage it gives. I mean, Muramana, if you have 1,000 mana, it gives 60 bonus damage, which is good, but when you actually look at the item itself, most of the damage is coming just from the item. So 1,000 mana, let's say you get, I don't know, 60 damage, 80 damage, I don't fucking know. The item itself is giving like 90 to 100 damage to begin with. I don't know why they buffed the damage on the item. They just made it even better before you even complete it. If all you do is build it, you get 35 damage and near infinite mana for 2,400 gold. Okay, so at the very least, you're going to get a good chunk of damage, probably 20 damage, at the least, right? At the fucking least, you'll get 55 damage total from the item. You're already at a position where the item is practically cost efficient just by completing it, not even stacking it up. And that's just in pure damage. You literally just build the item and you're only like 10 damage under cost for getting infinite mana. I don't know why the fuck they just added 10 damage at random to this item. Just in one patch, at random, like, there's 10 damage. And you're like, why? And they're like, fuck you, 10 damage. Imagine if they did that to similar items, right? Like, imagine they just came out tomorrow and were like, Black Cleaver gets 10 more damage. It wasn't like a weak item. It just isn't, like, it's not core, you know? Like, no one wants a mana item because mana quickly becomes irrelevant. But the champions that did need it, just randomly as fuck, just got 10 more damage on an already good item. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it all the time. Ezreal is like, well, shit, I'll just show you this game. He'll get like a tier for his mana, right? But his damage is overtuned because he needs mana. So even with tier, he's doing regular damage. And then he gets like Manamune completed. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, cha-chunk, 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 and you're like, what's going on here? Why is everyone evaporating? Triforce isn't even that big a deal on him. I mean, he needs it for cooldown reduction, I guess. But he doesn't really need it to do damage. That's why I kind of like Iceborne instead, because you go Iceborne, it's cheaper. You do practically the same damage, and then you get to your Blade of the Ruined King faster. Dude, I think if they buff Kayn any further, it's just going to be stupid. At the current balance, it basically seems like they like the idea of Kayn, they just don't like the idea of Kayn. I don't think he's really doing poorly, is he? If he's doing poorly at all, realistically, it's only because other late game junglers are overstat right now. Like, look at Kindred, look at Graves. They're late game, but their late game starts at like level 3. Honestly, I should just go full aggro into this guy. I think I'm going to. He's being an idiot. Fuck, that guy is still going? Man, I need that. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Honestly, I probably should have just died to Scion. I don't think there was any way I was going to survive, what's his name? Ekko. Of course, don't worry. As a late game champion, Ekko is very weak in the early game. Oh, no wait, I'm just being told he's strong in both. Because fuck you, mage. Yes, apparently he's flexing his mage special privilege to say he should be strong at all stages of the game and should have nothing that counters him. Yes, because mage. I mean, at least Riven's kind of weak early on. Kind of. But like Ekko, that dude gets level 3 and he's like, time to use my base damage. And if you counterpick him, he goes, oh, well, I'm a jungler, so it doesn't matter. Or, oh, I'll just spam Q in mid lane, so it doesn't matter. So you can't punish him early on. Not that it would matter, because he's actually pretty strong early on. And if he gets to 2 items, he uses his special mage pass to be like, sorry, armor does nothing to me and there's no MR, so now I kill you. And you will never be able to stop it now because there is no MR. And you go, huh, feels kind of fucked up that an assassin, you know, can't be counter-built. And he's like, oh, you can counter-build assassins, just not AP assassins. And you go, oh, well, that seems fucked up then. And he's like, yep, what are you gonna do about it? And you're like, well, nothing, I guess. Nothing can be done. It's the unfair world we live in. Early on, Ekko throws Q twice and runs out of mana. Wow, he must run out of mana just as fast as Gangplank. You know, because Gangplank totally runs out of mana quickly. I'm sure Ekko does Q too. Here, let me actually look it up. So his Q is 50 mana at rank 1, and he starts with 280 mana. That's 5 with mana regen 6, probably 7 times he can throw his Q before running out of mana. Until you factor in biscuits and flask, and then we're actually looking at more like 15 to 20 times that he can throw his Q before running out of mana. Unless he brings teleport, because then he would teleport back and refresh his flask, and then he could, probably throw it another 30 times. But yeah, I'm sure he runs out of mana instantly. So I'd like to note I actually got minion blocked into eating that. That kind of sucked. That kind of sucked. Like, I moved left, and then the minions were like, no, you move right. I'm like, oh. Oh, okay. Oops. Because of his passive, I can't actually dive him here. I'd like to, but I can't. I'm gonna, like, not reveal that I'm leaving, though, so he thinks I'm still there. In fact, if I look at Ekko's mana regen, it's actually 7. That's 7 mana every 5 seconds. Even at level 1, that's, what is that? 84 mana a minute. So actually, if he threw a Q twice on every minion wave, he would only be losing 116 mana a minion wave. So actually, even if his base mana never regenerated, he could still go 3 minutes throwing his Q twice on every single minion wave without running out of mana. That's with no flask. That's without considering mana for leveling up. That's without extra mana regen for leveling up? What is my team doing? So much for his weak mana pool. Huh. Seems doing extremely fucking basic math has disproved that argument. But it's okay. According to Twitch chat, he runs out of mana in 3 Qs. Ekko's Q base damage is terrible, though. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm hoping that it doesn't do something like, and this is just off the top of my head, 100 damage at rank 1. Boy, that would be awful if it did 100 damage at rank 1. Boy, that would be a lot, wouldn't it? That would kind of make you look like a total fool if you said he had low base damage, wouldn't it? Now you're going to say, oh, but Hashinshin, that means you have to hit both parts of the Q. Oh, does it? You mean you have to hit a skill shot? That's terrible. Can you imagine needing to hit a skill shot to use your insanely high base damage? The worst. Why doesn't he just get it for free? I mean, late game he doesn't have to actually hit his Q to get damage. Why can't he also do that early game? Riot is just biased against Ekko. That guy in chat's right. We should compare Ekko to Garen and then see who does more base damage. And then we should only compare Ekko's Q to Garen's Q. Because Ekko has no other ways to do damage, not that I know of. Not like, I don't know, this is off the top of my head, like a passive or something like that. And of course, you know, Ekko is just as immobile as Garen, so, you know, applying his damage is just as hard. Not like he has any way to apply it. That would make it easy. No mobility, range, nothing like that. Yep, only as mobile as Garen. If a mage did this, you would lose your mind. Oh, come on, Twitch chat. That's ridiculous. A mage could never do what I would do. They would have killed Sion way before the turret dive. It would take away from his personality? Yeah, I mean, what? It just, yes, it would make him stronger. Like, that's not even a question. The question is a change like that needed? Is Kled underperforming to where you would need to remove a shitload of his counterplay to make him viable? Do we need to allowy him and just remove all his counterplay and interesting aspects? No. We don't have to allowy him. Laceration would tell you he is, and I feel like he's suffering from the exhaust change. Because when they moved it from 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds, they removed all ability of Zed to be able to try to outplay it. Because now it lasts exactly as long as his ultimate. Which means that there's nothing there's nothing Zed can do I missed, so I had to go kill some minions real quick. No, you guys are right. If I literally ever outplay a Ekko ever using any champion, even my best champion in fucking Diamond 2, it proves once and for all that Ekko truly is balanced, and it's Kled who's overpowered. You guys are so stupid it hurts. It actually hurts. Twitch chat, I'm in fucking pain because of you guys.
Don't you bite me again.
I think Sion AFK'd after that one. Okay, yeah, he did. They're both overpowered, shut the fuck up. Ah, yes, Kled. That champion who's very overpowered. Picked by everyone, dominating the game. Actually, in all honesty, when's the last time I fought a Kled? Like, when's the last time I fought a Kled? I'm trying to think. It's been a while. I fight him a few times if I play Aatrox, I guess. .51 win rate. Kled always has a win rate of high. Kled always has high win rate. In fact, Kled is my best example of Riot's anti-bias system being stupid, because Riot's anti-bias system totally ignores everything and in itself becomes biased by being so unbiased because they ignore every factor. For example, Kled always has a higher win rate. He always does. He always has a higher win rate. If Kled is 50% win rate, he is underpowered. If Kled is 53 win rate, he's about balanced. Right now, he has a 53 win rate. That's about where he's sat historically. If you look at a graph, he's almost always at that point.